Assalamu alaikum. Today I want to teach you a modern poem in a station of the metro by Ezra Pound. So let's begin. Ezra Pound is an Imagist writer. So initially I want to talk about the Imagism movement. Imagism movement was born in England and America in early 20th century. It is a reactionary movement against romantic naturalism and Victorian symbolism. The importance and purpose of Imagism is that it emphasized simplicity, clarity of expression, use of clear, sharp language, and preciseness through the use of exact visual image and describe image in a simple language. It basically describe things with a few words. No use of unnecessary meter or rhymes, and Imagist poet avoid extra words. Now we will talk about author Ezra Pound. His full name is Ezra Weston Loomis Pound. He was born in 30 October 1885 in US and died in 1 November 1972 in Italy. He was an American Imagist poet and a critic, a major figure in early modernism and a collaborator. He was known as the so-called father of modernism and a father of Imagism. He said about image that which present an intellectual and emotional complex in an instant of time. His important works include In a Station to the Metro, An Immorality, A Girl, Reposts, and 800 pages epic poem The Cantos. He is the one who suffered a mental breakdown and spent the next 12 years of his life in a psychiatric hospital. He was awarded Bollingen Prize for Poetry in 1949 by the Library of Congress. Here I want to tell you the setting. It is an experience by author Ezra Pound in metro station in Paris in 1912, and the title In a Station of the Metro describe the modernist view as due to industrialization. People travel in metro in modern ages. So let's begin the summary. The apparition of these faces in the crowd. Here apparition means the ghost-like structure of people. Their faces are faded and indistinguished and unclear for writer. Ezra Pound described a city which changed the color of faces of people due to chaos, war, and industrialization. It is a time where everywhere is pollution due to industries. Working class travel through the metros. They are like dirty, filthy. He says that they are like black with immoralities. Their faces are black with lack of ethics, and there are pollution everywhere. He creates two imagery scenes. There are no happiness on his faces, having sadness, anxiety, depression, and loneliness. Here, colon in the end of the first line shows the separation of two independent sentences. Due to urbanization, people are increasing in urban cities and causing pollution and a lot of issues. After industrialization, middle class people increase as they work in industries. Industrialization affects people morally and environmental pollution. People become materialistic. Ezra Pound connect nature that nature is corrupted. It is the human nature as well as the nature of outside world. In this poem, Ezra Pound is talking about two different ideas. Initially, he want to talk about a crowded subway station, and secondly, the petal on a tree branch. Here he relate urban life to the natural world. I will tell you the literary devices of the poem. The first one is metro. Ezra Pound compare the station of metro with a wet black bow, and second metaphor he compare the faces of crowd with the petals. The second one is juxtaposition. Poem seems to be juxtaposing two normally opposing land, that of urban life and that of natural world. The third one is imagery. Writer here describe the image of city life. There is a hustle and bustle of life, carelessness for each other. And these all the images in the mental and the mind of poet which is not present in the front of poet. Another literary device is alliteration, which is present in the second line. Black bow is a alliteration. Another is assonance. The repetition of I and A in the first line is assonance. There are also several symbols in the poem. Faces symbolize people, wet black bow symbolizes city life, and pollution symbolizes problems. Now I want to describe several themes. The first one is modernization. Modernization is present in the poem, like in a station to the metro. Poem contain only 14 words without verb therein. A good example of verbless poetry. Poetry is an early work of modernist poetry. Poetry as it attempt to break from the pentameter, it incorporate the use of visual spacing as a poetic device and does not contain verbs. I also says that if you were a person living in Paris near the beginning of 20th century, there would be a lot of reasons to be afraid of the metro. The crowd of anonymous strangers pushing past one another, blank stares, the dirty wet ground. This poem though present the new technology as the scene of the mystical experience in which the poet and his readers are reminded of the serenity and calm of Japanese garden. Another theme is perception, imagination, and reality. In a station of the metro is concerned above all with imagery. The speaker sees a bunch of people in a subway station, and this prompts the speaker to envision petals on a tree branch. This shift is remarkably sudden. In just 2 lines, a fleeting instant, the speaker sees both petals and a crowd of faces and manages to vividly convey both images to the reader. The poem's brief form allows it to combine with forms of perception, one happening before the speaker's eye and one happening in their mind, creating a new reality from the speaker's point of view. Overall, then the poem might be thought of as an attempt to capture the connection between sight and imagination, revealing how these two processes together shape people's perception of the world around them. So here writer describes the perception of people, the imagination of writer and the reality. Another theme is the supernatural. One of the central theme and mystery of the poem is why are the faces the poet sees an apparition. This word usually refers to ghosts or supernatural spirit. Pound seems to be comparing the beautiful strangers in a subway to ghosts who appear suddenly and then disappear from your life just as fast. You catch a glimpse and that's it. Plus, the subway is underground, which could make a reader think of epics like the Odyssey, Inferno, which all includes journey to the underworld.